Think about what Neil just said, because it's really important to focus on this. From Monday, people with the most in this country, people with houses of 6, 7, 8, 9 bedrooms, they're going to get a tax cut worth tens, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds. At the same time, people with the least are going to be told that they either pay more or they move out of their modest house. Now, that tells you everything you need to know about this government's priorities and Cameron's Britain. He's paying for a tax cut for millionaires with an attack on people who've got least and the most vulnerable. How on earth can that possibly be fair? How can that be right? And of all of the things that they've done, this is by far the cruelest, it's the meanest. Because if you take away somebody's home, if you force them to move, you take away their security, you take away their dignity. And that just cannot be right. That is absolutely wrong. And think of all of the disruption that they're going to wreak on all of the children as well involved here, the families that are going to break up, the pressure they're going to put on people at hard times. Across Greater Manchester, 50,000 people are going to be hit by this bedroom tax. 50,000 people. Here in Leigh, it's over 1,000 people who are going to be affected by it. Now that's a massive impact on people. And let's just deal with two myths. Two myths we've got to knock on their head straight away. Number one, this is scroungers versus strivers. Well, let's get rid of that one straight away, because the vast majority of people affected by this are people who are in work, who just need a bit more support because they're on low pay. So that's the first thing we've got to get rid of. And the second thing, as Neil said, that this will save money. As he's just said, this will cost money in the Wigan Borough because of all of the disruption of trying to find people properties that don't exist. There aren't 1 or 2 bed properties everywhere for people to move into. It's going to cost money, not save money, and that is the scandal of what they're trying to do. So it just doesn't add up. This is, this coalition completely out of touch. They haven't got a clue what life is like for most people in this area. And let's make this Cameron's poll tax. Because it should be, it deserves to be. Let's hang it round his neck for what he's doing to ordinary people. But there's a big difference between the poll tax and the bedroom tax. And let me just explain it. Because the poll tax affected everybody, but this doesn't. This seeks out the most vulnerable, those for whom life is hardest, those who've got the odds stacked against them anyway, with everything, the unfortunate things that may have happened. This is what this tax does. It really seeks out those who've got everything against them in life, and that's why it's so cruel. And that's why it's so important that other people who aren't affected stand with those people. They stand together. And that's why it's a brilliant thing that you've all done this morning, because that's what people are doing. We're standing with people who are affected. We're not going to let them be picked off by this cruel government. That's what we've got to do. Stand together, stand with people. And I'll finish by saying this. From here today, from Bradshawgate in Leigh, but across the country where these protests are taking place, let's send out a clear message to Cameron and Clegg, all the way to Downing Street. This is cruel, this is unfair, let's stop it, let's axe the tax. Thanks for being here, everybody.